Yes, people. Hi, everyone. I hope you all are doing super amazing, guys. My name is CS Balgopal Sridharan people, and I'm going to teach you corporate and economic laws. This is a subject, the most difficult subject in the CMA final theory wise. Right, people? And this is our first lecture, people. I'm going to tell you the syllabus of corporate economic laws, and then I will tell you the methodology in which I'm going to teach you, and then quickly we'll begin with the most difficult chapter of the subject, that is SEBI regulations. Right, people? We're going to have super huge amount of fun. Okay, now let's people quickly look at the syllabus. People, this is your paper number 13, corporate and economic laws. And this is, people, your syllabus. One of the most amazing theory syllabus in CMA Final Law, people. Amazing syllabus. I will tell you what all we are going to study in this batch. People, the first chapter that we are going to study is SEBI regulations, which is going to be weightage of 10% weightage. Right, people? SEBI regulation. We are going to understand every single thing about insolvent IPO, that is initial public offer. Then we will understand the amazing chapter that is insider trading. Right, people? Then, people, we are going to cover Competition Act 2002. We are going to cover Competition Act 2002. If Jio is acquiring Hotstar, what all things they had to go through, we are going to understand in this chapter. Then, people, we are going to understand the next chapter is Foreign Exchange Management Act. Foreign Exchange Management Act. In this, people, we will know clearly why Tesla cars are not in India. We are going to understand all the foreign exchange laws in this chapter. Then, people are going to understand the banking laws. We are going to understand. Then we are going to understand insurance laws. Then, people, next chapter is micro, small, medium enterprises chapter. We are going to understand. After that, cyber security and data privacy laws. One of the most relevant topics in this era, people, that is cyber security and data privacy. And then, people, they're going to come towards Anti-Money Laundering Act. Anti-Money Laundering Act. Okay, best syllabus, people, best syllabus. This is what I told you about other laws. Now let's talk about the corporate laws. In corporate laws, people are going to understand Companies Act 2013. Then we're going to understand Insolvency Bankruptcy Code 2016. Beautiful chapter. This talks about when a company is closing, what all rules it has to follow. We're going to understand in this chapter. Then, people are going to understand corporate governance and social responsibility and sustainability. Beautiful chapter, people. Again, in this, people will understand Reliance Jio, when they launched free 4G services, we all thought it was a corporate strategy. Amazing strategy. Then, people, it was realized that it was a side of corporate social responsibility expense. It was considered as a CSR expense. That is the reason why they launched this 4G free services. Amazing chapter, people. We're going to understand what all strategy Reliance Jio followed to consider this as an expense in CSR. Okay, people. This is going to be a syllabus, people. SEBI regulations, then Competition Act 2002, then FEMA laws. Then we're going to understand banking laws, then insurance laws, micro, small, medium enterprises laws, then cyber security and data privacy laws, Anti-Money Laundering Act, and then we're going to understand corporate laws. In that, Companies Act 2013, Insolvency Bankruptcy Code 2016, and last is corporate governance and social responsibility. Okay, people. SEBI regulation will be of 10 marks. Remaining all the chapters will be of 5% weightage. Corporate Companies Act 2013 will be of 40% weightage. Remaining chapter will be 10% weightage. 10% weightage. So the most important chapters that we need to cover first is, people, SEBI regulations, SEBI SEBI regulations. Then we'll come towards Competition Act, then FEMA laws, And then we'll talk about Companies Act 2013, Insolvency Bankruptcy Code, Corporate Governance, Social Responsibility. Okay, this is the priority of chapter that we are going to study in this batch. After that, people, we're going to target all the small chapters. Cool, people. Now this is our syllabus. Now let me tell you the structure in which I'm going to teach you. Structure. Yes, people. People, this is going to be my format of teaching for every single chapter. Okay. First, I'm going to tell you an amazing story, that is practical story about this chapter. That is, I will tell you. Okay. This is the first thing we are going to understand, a story. Okay. Story is because, people, when I tell you story, practical story, how this chapter is relevant in practical world, then I will gradually create your interest towards this chapter. That is my first step. Then, people, we're going to understand the chapter in detail. Then we're going to do a quick revision of the entire chapter in one lecture itself. Okay. One chapter will be completed in 3 to 4 days. Then, people, in one lecture itself, we will do the entire revision of that chapter. After that, people, we will solve the module questions, number 1. Then I'll be giving you test which you are required to solve and send me the photos of your answer, people, so that I can give you the feedback. Okay, next time you don't have to repeat that mistake. Gradually, people, for every single chapter we'll do it. And trust me, people, by the end of the 5th chapter, you will clearly know how to write answers beautifully. Right, people? After we are done with the test series, then we'll come towards past year's question paper. Past year's question paper. By the end of this 2.5 months, people, we will be done with the subject of corporate and economic laws. Okay, people? Now, one more important thing. When I will be teaching you the chapter, people, I will be using mind maps. Okay? I will tell you what is the meaning of mind map. When we read, understand and learn using mind maps, people, I'm 100% sure that all your subject clarity or answer writing practice, every single thing will be done during the lecture itself. Okay, we will be learning every single thing during the lecture itself rather than after completion of syllabus. Okay, in this 2.5 months, we'll be done with everything thoroughly. Okay, people, this is going to be my format. Number 1 is story. Next is we're going to understand the chapter using mind maps. Then we're going to do a thorough revision of the entire chapter in one lecture itself. Then we'll be solving model question. Then I'll be giving you test series, which you are required to write your answers and give it to us. And we will send you the feedback about how you can improve your answers. And then, people, will talk about past year's question paper. Right, people? This is going to be a format for every single chapter. Cool. Now, without wasting any time, people, let's get started with one of the most toughest and the most beautiful chapter in the subject, that is SEBI regulations. Let's get started, people. People, first, let's hear the story. This story is about, people, Nicola, the biggest fraud. Let's understand. People, in United States, there is a company called as Ford. We all know this company, one of the world's largest company that is into the business of manufacturing into manufacturing of cars and buses. Ford is one of the world's largest company that is into the business of manufacturing cars and buses, people, right? And the valuation of Ford is, people, $25 billion. $25 billion which means what, people? How much? Ones, tens, hundreds, thousand, 10,000, 100,000, million, 10 million, 100 million, 1 billion and 10 billion. This is the valuation of Ford company, which is into the business of manufacturing cars and buses. Normal people, nothing new in this. We all know this company. But the surprising thing is, people, the surprising thing is there was one more company. There was one more company called as Nikola. There was one more company called as Nikola. It was a startup. It was a startup, people. And suddenly, because of some unusual reasons, this company's valuation was also close to this company's valuation. Was very, very close to this company's valuation. How is this possible? Nikola company is a new company and Ford is into the business since a lot of years. But why is Nikola company's valuation is very, very close to $25 billion? Suddenly, we will understand. People, Nikola is a company that started in the year of 2014. Nikola is a company that started in the year of 2014. It was into the business of manufacturing buses. It was into the business of manufacturing buses. Okay. Business of manufacturing buses. Nothing new, people, normal. But to capture the public's attention, it said that we are manufacturing buses which is going to be run on compressed natural gas. Everybody was surprised because during that time, compressed natural gas was a new thing. Okay. So to capture the attention of people, it said that they're going to introduce buses that's going to be run on compressed natural gas. Okay, no problem. Then what happened was, after a few months, it said that now we are going to come towards hydrogen. Now we are going to launch buses that is going to be run on hydrogen. Because clean energy was a new trend. So they also told that we are going to introduce buses that is going to be run on hydrogen. So people were surprised, how is this possible? And some people were saying that hydrogen is a very, very costly fuel. If you manufacture buses that is going to be run on hydrogen, it's going to be very, very costly. So Nikola told that we are going to manufacture hydrogen in-house, so the buses will not become expensive. Plus, Nikola told one more thing, that the bus will be running for 1,000 miles. Mileage is 1,000 miles. During that time, people, mileage was across up 100 to 200 miles, and they were declaring that their buses will be run on a mileage of 1,000 miles. Everybody was surprised, people. Number one is it can run longer distances. It is running on clean energy. Plus, it is not at all costly at all. 3 things. So when people heard this story, people, everyone got surprised. This was how they captured attention of the people. Then for a few months they went silent. People, listen to me very, very carefully. Till now, they have never manufactured a single bus till now. But they were only saying that we are doing this, we are doing that, and people were getting surprised. After a few months, for a few months, they went silent completely. And then after a few months, they launched a very, very grand event. Where they were introducing this bus, physical bus. Okay, it was not at all moving. It was a physical bus. They launched a very, very grand event saying that this bus is so amazing, describing all the features of the bus. Even though they have not manufactured a single bus, people. Despite this, they have not manufactured a single bus. So people, when they launched a very, very grand event, people were surprised. And again, people, after a few years, they went silent. Then everybody were talking that, is this a fraud company? Then people, they launched an ad where they were clearly showing the bus in a moving motion. They were clearly showing the bus that was in a moving motion. Everybody was surprised. People, social media, everyone focus was only on that company. Nikola. Every single person was talking about that company only. Now, because of this social media attention, because of this high attention, Bosch company, there was a company called as Bosch. It had expressed its strong interest into investing in this company. Okay. Now, the moment everyone realized that Bosch is going to invest in this company, Nikola company went public. Nikola company went public. Because now people, everyone is talking about Nikola. Now Nikola's brand has become a great brand because everyone is talking about Nikola. Bosch is also into investing into Nikola. Everyone was surprised. Nikola went public. After they went public, people, after they went public, General Motors company had invested 10% in this company, had invested $2 billion, had invested $2 billion. Crazy people, crazy. General Motors, such a big company, it invested $2 billion in that company in exchange of 10% of shares. In exchange of 10% of shares. Now, people, I will tell you one thing. I will tell you, they have not at all even manufactured a single bus till now. They have not at all manufactured a single bus till now. It was all a hype. It was all a hype, people. And then people, suddenly they were receiving orders like 800 trucks orders. They were receiving such huge orders. General Motors had invested in this company. Bosch is going to now invest in this company. On a company which has no real business activities going on. On a company which has no business activities going on. And everyone is into buying that company. Then people, Hindenburg report introduced a report where they clearly proved that where they clearly showed evidence that this company is a shallow company. This company is a shallow company. It has not even manufactured a single truck till now. It has made public. Hindenburg report, we all know, people. So they told the truth that this company is a shallow company, and everyone got to know the truth that Nikola is a fraud company. Nikola is a fraud company. And then people, the CEO of Nikola went to jail, and many investors had lost their money. Many investors had lost their money. Now, why am I telling you this story? A company, when it is going public, it is a very, very big thing, people. People like you and me, common people, are investing in that company. So, why are we studying the SEBI regulation? Why are we studying the SEBI regulations? When a company is going public, it has to follow a lot of rules and regulations. It has to follow a lot of rules and regulations. Why? So that we should not repeat another mistake like Nikola. We should not repeat another mistake like Nikola. That is the reason why, people, we are studying SEBI regulation. That is the reason why we are studying SEBI regulations. Right, people? So, the reason why we are learning this chapter as a professional is because to not repeat mistakes, fraud, to not repeating frauds like Nikola. To not repeat frauds like Nikola. That is the reason why, people, we are studying this chapter. Okay, people. Now, without wasting any time, people, let's get started with the first chapter, that is raising finance from capital markets. Raising finance from capital markets. Right, people? The number is 6.1. Chapter number is 6.1. Okay. Now, people, let's understand IPO. People, what is the meaning of IPO? What is the meaning of IPO? People, IPO is offering shares. IPO means offering shares to the public for the first time on a recognized stock exchange. Offering shares to the public for the first time on a recognized stock exchange. Now, why does a company goes for an IPO? Why does a company goes for an IPO? Let's understand. People, let's say I am into a business of delivering food. I am into the business of delivering food. Now, right now, I have got 10 vehicles. I have got 10 vehicles till now. Now, I know that in 5 years, 6 years down the line, my company is going to grow like anything. So now, people, I want to now expand this company. I want to grow this company. So what will I do is, I will raise, now instead of 10 vehicles, now I want 10,000 vehicles. I need 10,000 vehicles so that I can give this food delivery service to every single corner of India. I want to do this business. Correct, people? Now, right now I've got 10 vehicles. How many? 10 vehicles I've got. Now I want how many vehicles to grow this company so that my business reaches every single corner of India? I need 10,000 vehicles. I need 10,000 vehicles, for which if I want to purchase 10,000 vehicles, people, I would require at least 100 crores. I will require at least 100 crores. Now, people, I am a small business. Do you think I will have 100 crores? No. So now, to get 100 crores, what will I do? I have got three sources of finance. Three sources of finance. Number one is, people, my own savings, company's own savings. This is my first source of capital. Right, people? Now, do you think I will have 100 crores in my savings account? No. I will have, let's say, I will have 1 CR in my savings account. Now, people, the next source of capital is, I will go for a loan. I will go for a loan where I raise a loan of, let's say, 10 crores. Okay. What we will do is, yes, 10 crores loan. Okay. 10 crores loan, people. Now, next. Remaining money. How many people? How much, people? 89 crores. Now 89 crores. Now it is a very huge amount, people. It is a very huge amount. Now to get 89 crores, where will I go? Now I will go public, so that common investors like you and me can invest in this company. Common people like you and me can invest in this company. Now, people, the reason why I'm not taking 89 crores as loan is because if I take a loan, I will have to pay interest, and interest is an expense, people, and my profitability will be reduced completely. And that is the reason why, people, I will now issue shares to the public. I will invite people to become a part shareholder in my company. I will invite people to become a part shareholder in a company. Now, what will I do, people? These are common public. And this is company. Let's name this company as Nicola. Let's name this company as Nicola. Now, people, these people will invest in my company. You and me, common people like you and me, will invest in this company. And then in return, what will I give you? I will give you shares. So this is the meaning of simplest meaning that could be understood even to a 10-year-old called IPO. That is called as, now let's read this again, meaning. IPO means what, people? Offering shares to the public for the first time on a stock exchange. Offering shares to the public for the first time on a stock exchange is called as IPO. That is the reason why it is called as initial public offer. Initial public offer. Now, people, once a company has issued shares to the public, now after 5 years, 6 years, 10 years down the line, they want to raise more capital. Now, again, the same thing, people, they will again give shares to the public, and in return, public will invest money. But that process is called as, people, FPO. That is called as further public offer. This is the basic difference between an initial public offer and a further public offer. Initial public offer is always the first time, but further public offer is after the IPO. It is after the IPO. Right, people? This is the simplest meaning of an initial public offer. Cool. Now, if a company is going public, people, it has got three players that help a company go public. Mainly, there are three players who regulate this initial public offer. Who are the people? Number one is the issuer, that is the company itself. Company is involved, main players in an IPO. Issuer, that is Nikola, and then comes people NSDL and CDSL. NSDL and CDSL. Now I'll tell you what are they. Very simple people, nothing difficult, okay? Next is NSC and BSc. We all know this. We all know this. Okay? Now people, Nikola company wants to issue shares to the public. Nikola company wants to issue shares to the public. This is public. Okay? Now, if Nikola company is giving shares to the public, it will not give them physical share certificates. Physical share certificates was going on early days. Now, physical share certificates are not at all valid. It is all electronic. Today, every single thing is electronic. Okay. Now, let's assume that instead of shares, Nikola is giving to the shareholders gold. They are giving them gold. Just instead of shares, it is gold. Just visualize, people. Just visualize it. Gold. Okay. Now, if Nikola company is giving you gold, where will you store that gold? Where will you store that gold? You will store that gold in a locker, people, in a safe locker, right? In a safe locker. And that safe locker is called as, people, demat. Called as demat. It is a safe locker. Right, people? The moment Nikola company is giving you gold, you will store that gold in a locker, safe locker. Now, where do you think the lockers are? Where do you think the lockers are? The lockers are in a bank. The lockers are in the bank, and that bank is called as NSDL and CDSL. NSDL and CDSL. Bank contains lockers. Correct, people? And now that if you want to go to a jewelry shop to exchange your gold for money, if you want to go to a jewelry shop to sell this gold in exchange of money, where will you go? You will go to a market. You will go to a jewelry market, and that market is called as NSC and BSc. That market is called as NSC and BSc. Very, very easy, people. Nothing rocket science. Don't get panic at all. NSDL, CDSL, nothing, people. Very, very easy. This could be understood even to a 10-year-old, people. I have made you understood like that it could be understood even to a 10-year-old. Very, very simple, people. Again, I will tell you. Nikola company, you had invested into Nikola company. Now, Nikola company is giving you shares. Now, shares right now, today, it is not in physical share certificate. Now, it is in electronic format. Today, it is in electronic format. Now, where will you store that electronic format share certificates? You will store the electronic format share certificates in a locker, and the locker is called as demat account. Now, where do you think the lockers are? The lockers are in a bank, and that bank is called as NSDL and CDSL. The bank is called as NSDL and CDSL. Now, in case if you want to sell this gold in exchange of money, where will you go? You will go to a market, and that market is called as, people, NSC and BSc. The market is called as NSC and BSc. Very, very simple, people. Very, very simple. If you want to draw this diagram, people, quickly draw it. I will give you 10 seconds time. No, I will give you 1 minute time, people. Quickly draw this diagram. Hey Siri, 1 minute timer. People, is it interesting? Give me a quick thumbs up if it is interesting, guys. Let me know in the comment section if you are watching this video after live session. Let me know, people, if you have got any doubts. If you have got any single doubt, people, please feel free to drop all your doubts in the comment section. Okay, within 12 hours, This is my promise that I'm going to resolve all your doubts in the best way possible. Right, people? Quickly draw this diagram. Nikola is an issuer, NSDL and CDSL is a bank, and bank contains digital lockers. Digital lockers are demat, and if you want to sell this gold to a market in exchange of money, you will go to NSE and BSE. Now people remove that gold, and instead of gold, just keep electronic share certificates. Just keep electronic share certificates. Remaining every single thing is the same, people. Every single thing is the same. Right, people? Now, these are the basics of SEBI regulation chapter. Now, people, in this chapter I will tell you what all we are going to study. Number one topic that we have studied is, people, the meaning of IPO. The meaning of IPO. Okay. Now that we have understood the meaning of IPO, we understood the basic key players involved in IPO. Key players in an IPO. Third is, people, we'll talk about the, then we'll come to the chapter. Chapter is eligibility of issuer. Eligibility of an issuer. When can a company go for an IPO? When can a company be eligible for an IPO? This we are going to understand. Why? To avoid companies like Nikola in future. To avoid companies like Nikola in future. Otherwise, people, it is going to be very easy. Tomorrow, if I want lots of money, I will now go public. I will issue shares, random shares I will give to the public, and public will give me money. I will run away. If every single company does like Nikola, people, imagine a future. It's going to be completely disheartening. Right, people? So, that's why, people, we are following SEBI rules and regulations to avoid companies like Nikola. To avoid companies like Nikola. Then, people, we are going to talk about intermediaries. Intermediaries. Who are the intermediaries? Intermediaries means, for people, what is the meaning of, people? To help a company go for an IPO. Who all help a company go for an IPO? Who all? What all? How will I say? Key players involved in an IPO. Players involved in facilitation of an IPO. Players involved in facilitation of an IPO. Tomorrow, if you become a cost accountant, who are your intermediaries? Your parents are your intermediaries. Your teachers are your intermediaries. Your friends are your intermediaries. But main player is whom, people? You and the institute are the main players, key players. But who are the intermediaries? Your parents are the intermediaries. Your teachers are the intermediaries. And your friends are the intermediaries. Correct, people? Next. The same way, people, over here, banks are involved. Merchant banks are involved. I'll tell you the meaning of merchant banker. Okay. Amazing concepts. Merchant banks. Then registrar to the issue. So there are a lot of players involved. We are going to understand the function of every single player in detail. Okay. Then, people, appointment of intermediaries. Appointment of intermediaries. Basically, this is the brief description of the intermediaries, and this is what intermediaries exactly do. This is the fifth topic. And then sixth is, people, promoters' contribution. Promoters' contribution. Tomorrow, if I am starting a company, if I am going public and public are investing money in my company, and I have not at all invested a single rupee in my company, people, do you think the company is going to be successful? No. If the founders are itself not trusting the company, then how can the company succeed, people? Then why should people even invest in a company? The founder itself are not investing in a company, right? That is the reason why people, they will understand this provision. What is the minimum money a promoter should put in a company before the company goes on an IPO? Amazing concept. Then people, we're going to understand how the shares are allocated in an IPO. How the shares are allocated in an IPO. So there are three types of players involved, people. Retail individual investors like you and me. Common people like you and me are called as retail individual investors. Then comes non-institutional investors. Non-institutional investors means, people, the players who are not companies, but they have got lots of money compared to us, like Mukesh Ambani, Nikhil Kamath. These are called as non-institutional investors, big rich people. And then comes institutional investors like banks, public financial institutions, portfolio investors. They are all called as institutional investors. Insurance company will be called as institutional investors. We'll understand, if a company goes for an IPO, then if all these three investors invest into the shares of the company, who will get how many shares in proportion, ratio, every single thing in detail we're going to understand, people. Every single thing in detail we're going to understand. And people, that's it, people. If we are done with it, these 7 topics, we are done with the chapter. But I will tell you, this was easy. This was easy. Eligibility of issuer is difficult, people. This is the heart of the chapter. This is the heart of the chapter. Is difficult. Then one more thing is there, people. One more thing. Conditions for IPO. Conditions for IPO. This is the most difficult topic. This is the most difficult topic. Very difficult. Then people, remaining topics. Okay, one sec. Pricing of shares. Yes. This is also very easy, people. Easy topic. Appointment of intermediaries is an easy topic. Promoters' contribution is difficult. Allocation in an IPO is extremely easy topic. Conditions on an IPO is done. Pricing is an easy topic. So people, we need to focus on this one difficult topic. Then one more difficult topic is promoters' contribution is difficult. And then conditions for an IPO. Conditions for an IPO. If we are done with these 3 most difficult topics, people, remaining chapter is, people, is a cakewalk for you. Is a cakewalk for you. Right, people? So for the first lecture, people, we will end over here, people. Okay? For the first lecture, we will end over here. If you have got any doubt during any of my lecture, people, just drop all your doubts in the comment section, or you can drop your doubts on this number. If your doubts, if you have got a very, very big doubt, people, that cannot be fit in a YouTube comment section, you can drop all your doubt in the WhatsApp number, and within 12 hours, people, I will resolve all your doubts in the best way possible. Cool, people? So from tomorrow onwards, we're going to begin with the remaining chapter. Correct, people? So people, let's end over here. Thank you so much for watching, people. I will see you tomorrow 11:30 a.m. sharp.